Shalom all. Praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the brothers around the world, the sincere brothers, the hopeful elect, preaching the Lord's word in sincerity and truth. Now, this would be a lesson going into fighting or battling against negative thoughts, which when you do that, you're really fighting against spirits. You're really fighting against evil spirits, because these bodies are carnal, and our spirit is righteous, but the flesh wants to go off all the time. The flesh is wicked. So there's a constant battle between the spirit and the flesh, because the Most High made our people, you Israelites, to be righteous. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and He created us to be over everyone else, which we are. But for right now, we're still in captivity under the so-called white man, which is Esau, and the nation of Edom, according to the Bible. But whenever you get a negative thought, about a situation or a problem, or a person, or maybe even a brother, when a negative thought comes into your mind, and it does not make any sense, or that thought plays on your emotion, wants to make you go off, that's Satan. That's a demon, that's an evil spirit that is fighting against you, that's fighting against your spirit, and wants to make you sin against the Lord, that want to make you get carnal and do something stupid, and give up on the truth, and give up on the Lord, Salakia. Now, this is Jeremiah chapter 17 and 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Yes, so the heart is talking about the mind, because the Hebrew word for heart is lab, which is the mind, and Satan, attacks you through your mind, by whispering, negative thoughts, Salakia, by whispering negative thoughts to you, by sometimes going, coming, and using your voice against you, so it can seem that that's you, that's your thoughts, but it's not. It's of Satan. It's a demon. And it says the heart, which is the mind, is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So the mind, is desperately wicked, because we're in these bodies, and the flesh, wants to go off, and then that that battle is there. That's why we have the scriptures, to fight against those negative thoughts. Whenever a thought comes into your mind, that's wrong, then you use a scripture to combat it. Like, for example, when a thought comes into your mind that says that is okay to eat a certain type of food, when it's not okay, then you go back to the scriptures, and it says that you're not supposed to eat. You're not supposed to eat it. So it's always a fight. But through the fear, of the Lord, by fearing the Lord, the Lord will show you mercy and put the Spirit in you to overcome. Let me see, and the next scripture is Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. It says, "For we wrestle," which means to fight. "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood." Yeah, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We're not wrestling against people. Whenever a person tries to come at you or tries to attack you, whether verbally or they try to get you physically, that's not that person. But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yes, so we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We're not wrestling against we're not wrestling against what you can see. We're wrestling against our spirits, because we are spirits in bodies, and then demons hop on people to mess with you, which is a spirit on the left hand of the Most High, on the left hand of Yahweh Shem Shai. It says, "But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world," principalities and powers, there are different levels of demons, and it says, "Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Yes, so the rulers of the rulers of the darkness of this world, because this world is run by Satan through the so-called white man, which is the devil. The Edomites are the children of Satan. They're the physical counterpart of Satan on earth, just like how us Israelites, starting with the elect, we represent the Most High. We represent the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, here on earth. We are made in their image. Yahweh Shem Shai. And Esau, he worships Satan. So they're the wicked, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This place is under a very wicked and evil vibration, and and is pushed by the so-called white man, because he works through witchcraft. That's one of the ways that he operates, and runs things, and controls the minds of people, is by witchcraft, which is wickedness. Now let me get that Job 9:24 to explain that they're the wicked, and also the elites of the so-called white man. They're the ones that really run the show. They're the ones that are in the high places. Let me go back to that Salakia. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. It says here, let me get to, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. That's the elites. Starting with the banking families, the Rothschilds and so forth. They are rule this world, and they're in darkness. They have set this world in darkness. Because they don't have the light. They think they have the light because they call themselves the Illuminati. But we, starting with our apostles and elders on down, we have the light. We're the real illuminated ones. The elites run the world. They run the world. They're the real kings, of the earth, and you don't see them. They rule the world in secrecy, which they're trying to be like the Most High. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Yeah, so the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, which the wicked is the so-called white man, starting with the elites, the Edomites that rule the world today, in darkness. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. The so-called white man, through something called iconoclasm, he covered the faces of the judges, which start with the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai, and the angels, and then His people, or so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are Israelites. He covered our faces and made it seem like He's the real judge of the earth. That the Most High looks like Him, and that Yahweh Shai look like Him, and the Israelites are so-called white people, which is wrong. If not, where and who is He? So if He's not the wicked, then who is it? The so-called white man run the earth. And the next scripture that I'm gonna get is Romans 12:2. This is Romans chapter 12 verse 2. And be not conformed to this world. And to be conformed, con means with, and form means shape. So you're not supposed to be with the form or with the shape of this world. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Yes, so we're not supposed to be conformed to this world. We're not supposed to be with the form of this world. We're supposed to be with the form of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. we're supposed to dwell in the truth, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And the renewing of your mind starts when the Most High, through His Son, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, when they wake you up out of your sleep, and they take you out of the world, and then they bring you into the truth, and you stop doing the things that you used to do in the world, which is going off, getting shape-ups, line-ups, eating abominations, worshiping idols and false gods, committing adultery, that's being transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because when you wake up to the truth, and the Most High, put his spirit in you, and then He starts dealing with you, you become reborn, and your mind is renewed. So you become like a newborn again, spiritually, Now, let me get another scripture. It's First Peter chapter 1 and 13. It's 1 Peter chapter 1 and 13. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind. That means gird up the loins of your mind. Make your mind ready. Gear up your mind, so to speak. Be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahweh Shai. So we're supposed to gird up the loins of our mind. Let me go here. A Bible comparison. This is the NLT. So think clearly and exercise self-control. Look forward to the gracious salvation that will come to you when Yahweh Shai is revealed to the world. So prepare yourself. And it says be sober. We have to be sober. And let me look that word up. Sober is the word which means to be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit, to be temperate, dispassionate, circumspect, to abstain from wine, be discreet. Yeah, so you're supposed to be discreet. Whether it's actually being sober, which means being careful that you're not out here abusing liquor, or being spiritually sober, which means abstaining from wine, abstaining from the ways of this world, abstaining from the wicked philosophies, and keeping yourself grounded in Yahweh Shai, staying in the scriptures, so that through time the Lord will exalt you and bring you up, on another level, and the hope, the end for the grace is the salvation, because that's the end all be all. If you're a part of the elect, then when the Lord comes back, you'll be delivered from the destruction, and 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 uh let me see. So when it says here, wherefore gird up the loins of your mind and be sober, you know, we're always we're always supposed to be in the mindset to fight, because everything is a fight, and when you're in the truth, you're always going to be fighting those thoughts, that come to your mind, and sometimes they may come, in such a way, as that you start to get down and depressed because of those thoughts. Satan starts to play on what you did, in the past, on all your mess ups, and that might bring you down, but the scripture says that, that a righteous man fall 7 times but get back up, or Satan might try to come in your mind, and tell you that, this person said this, or this, situation happened because of this, and that might cause you to judge the situation wrong, or prejudge a brother in your mind wrong, which to combat that, if it really gets, a lot for you mentally, is to fast and pray to the Lord, and the Lord will give you the spirit to overcome, those thoughts, and that's the end of the lesson. Lord will, it was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shema Shai Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.